You're a dynamic teacher. Your students love your passion, your energy, and the charisma you bring to the classroom. You've been recognized by students, administration, and the community for your work. But what about when you give your students a test? Do you get blank stares? Do they look at you with looks of helplessness? Consider what your students say about your tests when you're not around.
Okay, so Miss Tucker's like a nice woman and all. I know she means well, but she keeps using constructed response test items to assess factual knowledge. Now, I'm no expert, but wouldn't a selected response item be far more appropriate? Who would ever think of attempting to pinpoint such a wide swath of information using constructed response items?
I can usually figure out what Miss Tucker is trying to ask when it comes to test questions. But many of her short answer questions are so ambiguous. Sometimes I just hope my answers are viewed as acceptable variants to the desired response.
Miss Tucker, thanks for the stories, the cookies, and the hugs every morning. But I have to ask, with the number of unintended clues found in your short answer items, how reliable can your tests really be?
Let's face it, you need help with your assessments. But don't fear, because we have the answer. At Testing Made Easy, our one-day seminars can give you the tools you need to be an expert at writing both selected response and constructed response test items. From this day forward, your select response test items will pinpoint and assess specific factual knowledge, be scored reliably, quickly, and efficiently, and serve as a guide for future instruction. And your constructed response items will elicit student abilities to write and synthesize concepts, encourage higher order thinking, and encourage students to create products and demonstrate behaviors. And now, a word from our sponsors. Hi, I'm Constructed Response.
I'm Selective Response.
How's it going?
Well, I just gave an assessment, and boy was I able to pinpoint and access a wide range of factual knowledge. The students were sweating bullets. It was great. Well, I'm off to the gym now because I have so much extra time on my hands because my tests are being scored objectively and reliably by a machine.
Well, I'd love to go with you, but I just gave an assessment too, and I think I'm going to be spending a lot of time scoring tests, but I guess this is the price you pay when you ask students to perform higher order thinking through the production of some kind of product or the demonstration of a behavior.
Right. Wait a minute, what?
Never mind, you wouldn't understand.
Here I was, spending all my time making selected response assessments, when all along I wanted to assess students' abilities to write and synthesize concepts and perform higher level thinking. The Assessments Made Easy program showed me how to use the proper assessment building techniques that really work. Learning how to write better tests has allowed me to assess complex types of learning targets like never before. I wasn't even aware of the extent of which bias affected my assessments. Now I know it can be a really big concern. Simple hints like not looking at a student's name or scoring all responses to one item before moving on to others. I had no idea that this could be such a threat to test validity.
In our constructed response focus groups, you'll learn to write short answer questions that will teach students to produce rather than choose answers, reflect a high level of intellectual operation, elicit a defined set of appropriate responses, never provide unintended clues, properly place instructions in blanks, and clearly assess knowledge of a particular learning target. and you'll become a master, as your essay questions are presented in a clear manner, suggesting time frames for student answers, measure simple and complex learning targets, are scored reliably with bias in mind. We'll even give you hints on how to fairly assess both spelling and grammar.
The difference in Miss Tucker's short answer questions after she attended the conference was amazing! The questions were equal in length, the blank was at the end of the passage rather than the middle, and the items were direct questions, not ambiguous, incomplete statements.
Miss Tucker, I wish I'd kept my mouth shut. I know I complained about the number of unintended clues, but without unintended clues, my GPA is SOL. This class has just become so rough.